Last time, as some of you might remember, we were knitting socks out of this very beautiful pink yarn. And as you can see, it is almost time for me now to show how you actually make the heel of my sock here. And as I do, as you can see, I'm holding it together like this to make sure I have, you know, the same length of it, and I can see I just need, and then I am going to show you how I knit like this, like we do here, old-fashioned style. Nowadays you don't knit with all these double pointers. You actually use a circular needle, and I can't even remember the name for it, but yeah, knitting on loops, um, where you can actually have both of your socks on one. Hello, my lovely. How are you? Is it forward with your wonderful house? Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, my dear sister. So good to see you. So, you're working on your house? Yeah, I was going to ask you. It is a wonderful house. Oh, I am looking forward to see it real life. Yeah. So, oh, thank you. See, I got this, and we are going to make this one here. I just need 2 more rows. Yeah. So I have been knitting, and it has been thunder, rain, lightning, and now it is like stopped raining, but it is still like gray outside and misty. So yeah. Oh yeah, it is a quite amount of rain. I hope your house is safe for all that rain that is sort of coming. Yeah. So, but I can see it is still windy outside, so it is going to be okay. And one more round, I'll be there. I hope you're doing great, my friend here, sister. So, but it is quiet today. It is pretty quiet. So Chaba has just left the house. He says hello. He got one of these solar powered power banks for his cell phone. I got him one very cheap yesterday. So at least he can have power outside. So, and he said he might not come back. He is sleeping a lot outside. So it is okay. And today I have sort of packed for my basement. I have packed even more of these. I call them lucky bags or surprise bags with all my fabric and stuff. Like, you know, sometimes you really have to sort of just be tough and say, okay, I don't need more of this. And I am in that position. I would like to have my home back. So, and of course, we have coffee today. And today's snack is strawberries, Danish strawberries. Um, Actually, amazing that we got all these lovely strawberries because of all the water. Um, so, as you can see now, I got it where I needed to. As you can see, it is the same length now. Now we have to separate it, and we do that by only knit and change, of course, to what we call smooth knitting. And you start just with right stitches, and you do it over 20 stitches. That means you take half of them only on two of the double pointers, like this. Some call this a German heel, and some call it a square heel. Um, this is the one I learned to knit many years ago by my grandfather. And when you have taken the two stitches, you simply turn it, and then you of course knit it uh, wrong or back stitches like this. I don't know if you can actually see it, but this is for knitters, but it is only going to show you how we do it as promised. And for that I need to stitch 14 rows because I have to pick up 7 stitches from each side. Yeah. Otherwise, in Denmark, it is very quiet. Not a lot of people outside and enjoying the rain. It's how it is here. I'm doing okay now and started to be a little more crafty. Actually, I started to sew a little bit, and I have been cleaning out because I had a concept. I want to sort of pretend I have to move out and live in a smaller apartment. So I have promised myself to downsize. Um, in Sweden, they have something that they're calling it actually desk clean. And that is where you simply very tough, and you simply get rid of 90% of your stuff, and only keep 10% of what you have. I'm not so sure that I can survive with only 10%, of all my stuff. I like to sort of downsize to 50% what I have. And what I actually thought about is take 25% down in the basement, and then 25% has to go out. And that is either for donation. Hello, dear Sherry. And hello, Sherry's Hopster. I know sometimes you have Hopster with you. Hope you're doing good, both of you. It has been a long time since I have been on here and being crafty. Today it is about, and I know some of you don't knit socks, and I know somebody wrote to me, I can't do socks, but you know what? That's okay. Then we can just have a little joy together. And as we talked about, we are not, I mean, we can do different things. And I like to sit and watch people do things that I'm not particularly good at. Um, because I think it is educational and joyful to see how different we actually are in our crafts. That's what I really like. You are welcome, Sherry. You are so welcome. Um, oh, and hello back to Hopster. Yeah, I have a fun about my phone. Every time I got it repaired, so every time I sort of try to sort of, because it has been Danish styled. So, oh, you're knitting, but not socks. No, and you know what? A lot of people don't knit socks because sometimes I mean it is actually cheaper to go and buy socks. So it is one of these things that a lot of people don't do. I like to do it because it's so nice to have something simple to knit. And I have to admit, I knitted my first pair of socks when I was about 5 years old. I actually learned how to knit socks. Um, and ever since, I have to admit, I have been knitting socks mostly for homeless and for my son. Oh, yeah, it's the four needles like this. And I can see by I am very unstable here. And I'm also going to show you how to start up so you can do it on a circular needle. But you're absolutely right, it can be confusing because you are working with 5 needles here, double pointers. And you know what? Sometimes I do accidentally sort of, draw the wrong one. It takes some skill. When I have done this pair, I am going to show you how to do it on 2 needles. Yeah, grandma. Yeah, it is sort of like a grandma thing. I mean, to knit like this. Um, yeah, it is. Yeah, and I told you I need 14 up here. And this is after a grandma recipe. In my case, it is actually grandfather because it was my grandfather that sort of learned me how to knit socks. I don't even know if my grandma actually knitted socks. I'm not even realized if she was able to do it. Um, some people do it, some don't, and that is a fair thing to do. See, as we talked about last time, it is going pretty fast because it is big needles, and I think it is going faster when you knit it like this, but maybe because I am used to it. When you have things in your hands and your hands just, knit, do the work, and it is what I call a television knitting, or in other case, you can actually see when I watch other channels and I see you girls do a lot of wonderful things. Um, so, oh, thank you. I am so glad to see you too. I have really missed you all when I have been away. It has been very sad for me that I haven't been able to say hello and see you girls, and you are doing. I'm also, thinking about you because of the weather. It's getting more and more devastating. So that's the sad part of it. Let's see if I can count 14. Yeah, I got 14 up now. As you can see, I'm doing this. Uh, Knit the first one here, over here. And when you come to this like this in the center, you are knitting 2 stitches like this, 1, 2. Then you are simply stitching two stitches together. I don't know if you can see it, but 2 together like this. Turn the first one, you take off loose like this, and 1, 2, and again you are knitting 2 here, 1, 2, and 2 together. When you turn it around, 1 loose off here, and you're knitting over here too, and next time you knit over that stitch, so that means 1, 2, 3 to be knitted, and 2 together. And the same way you're doing it when you have returned, 1 loose off, and that's actually because so you avoid there be these holes into it like this. Here, 1, 2, 3, and 2 together like this. Again, you turn it, and now you're knitting 3 like this, and you keep doing this all the way. So four from the center out, and you can see I'm knitting where I have taken together, and 2 together like this. And always, as we talked about, take off the first like this, and 4, already now you can actually see you are shaping it so it gets this rounding, and that's what we need, like this. 1, 3, 4, and 2 together, and turn, loose off, and 4, and now you need to knit 5 when you come here, and 5, the last 2 together, like this, and we go back, 1, loose off, like this, and again we go here and knit 5, and 2 together, and that means you have sort of, as you can see, shaped it like this. So now I have 6 stitches left, like this, and that means now I have to pick up the sides, because then I need to shape it like this, and again you knit over the 6 stitches here, like this, and again 6 right here. Now you have this side where you simply do that you go down and pick up here, as you can see in the sides, where you can take a stitch up here and here, and you are simply knitting up 6 or 7 stitches like this, and you do it like this in the sides, here, and number 7 here. So that means I have done that, and then I am going to knit, of course, the ribbing here, is it still water rain in Canada, or is it okay? And as you can see, I got it here. Now I have this, and again I am stitching up 7 stitches on this. Okay, it is just windy today. Okay, yeah. And that means now I have 7 up, and then I am going to make 2 rounds where I do nothing at all, just need to 2 times round without doing anything. But you have to, when you have done it, take stitches inside, increase again, because now you have 6 and 7. That means you have more than 10. So you need to increase 3 stitches here in each side. I'll go on with it. So I am so happy that the weather is okay with you girls. So it is so nice to hear. And you are doing crafting too. So I almost forgot my coffee. So, but it's so nice to see you girls again, actually, really. Now I'll have one of my strawberries. Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, hello, Barbara, and welcome. Today I am not that early, hopefully. Hello, Jenny. Yeah. I am showing you how to make the heel. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Knit 1, part 2, repeat. Yes. I got 1 round now. I just, as you can see, shape the heel here like this. I need 1 more without doing anything. And then I am going to increase again. Sorry, some of the word. It has been too long. I have been talking with you girls. Even my phone has forgot to speak English. I was actually written some English messages, and it seems that my phone has Danish translated them. So sorry. I am going to. So if anyone has got a message from me written in Danish, it's because my phone is automatically translating it back to Danish because it has been, yeah, to repair. So I have to sort of, see if I can make it to understand that when I write a message on English, it has to be on English. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. And thank you for coming by. Yeah, so good. So I am doing great. better and better. Of course, there's some slight, but I am happy and I can craft and yeah, and I can control the pain, so that is so perfect. And the best part is I can actually, knit and I can do, some crafting. Yeah. So I'm so happy. Um, and the best part is that I got my computer to function again. It hasn't been easy. Um, technology sometimes get their own ideas. That's how it is. So in this case, I just need one more here. And then I am going to take two together. So I get back two because I started up with 10 stitches on each needle. Um, so, and we are starting now here. You are sort of counting down. In case I need to get and knit 11 stitches and two together like this. And again here, two together. You're doing it inside each side. Yes, I have, Jenny. I'll send you some. Today I am actually on espresso coffee and I got strawberries. They'll fit delicious with donuts. Perfect. So sometimes it's, sort of creamy. And today I think, okay, I have been so tired and I needed something little more, kick off coffee. So then I sort of, you know, took the espresso black coffee. And again, we start to take two together here. Increase, knit 11. No, but lucky for you, it came back to me. So I am going to try and one more time, but I got it back. It's okay, Susan. Yeah, it is time for you to have lunch. It's okay. Yeah. But thank you for coming by and say hey. Susan, it was nice to see you. And Sherry, you are not forgotten. I just need to repack it. Yeah. So I told them to sort of, ship it back because I don't know if something about Canada didn't, it was like they have a strike or something. So they didn't, the Canadian post office didn't collect it in time. Yeah, you too, my sweet friend. Susan, so good to see you. hopefully we'll see you again next time. So yeah, because now I have one that is sort of, in limbo for Marina. I sure hope it will come to her. I pray. I sent it actually as a recommended letter mail, because she told me to do that. That was a little more expensive, but that's okay. But she promised me it should be arrived for into a, yeah. Okay, it is okay now. Yeah, but I heard that that has been some trouble with the Canadians. Uh, and there's something about you not getting delivered each day. Only once a week you're getting mail now. Yeah, because I did that fatal, that is, that they told me they prefer soft packets. They don't want, you know, to have, if I put yours, I have packed yours in a box, but they don't want it in boxes anymore. They want them in these bubble wrap plastic bags. So from now on, I can't send anything in cardboard boxes when it has to go overseas. But I think you girls can still send in boxes, but here they say it is going faster and it is better and more secure if I don't send them in boxes. So I have been out shopping for plastic bags with bubble wraps into it. Or I was actually thinking how to make my own bubble wrap bags and then simply just cover them in plastic and hope they will arrive. Um, so, and she told me that the way I send it, if I have to sort of send it as a international, tracking packet, it will cost about 300 krona to send it for 1 kilogram, and for me that is expensive, and that's why she said I could send it as a letter packet, and that would be cheaper. And of course the promise is that you can send it as a recommended sort style and get it delivered, but it takes a time, sadly. Um, but that's how it is. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah, I am so busy in knitting here. Oh, you were not aware of that. Okay. So, and voila. Now I just need one more here. One more increase. Yep. the last one. And now I got 10. 1, 2, and 10. That means, voila, I am back to the amount of stitches I had when I started. Have a look. I succeeded to show you how to make the heel like this. As you can see, it fits like this, and I got them the same length like this. So now I just need to knit up here like this and just keep on knitting. And as you can see, Sherry, what you're actually doing is you're holding all the pins like this, like a square. Here I increase just by knitting 2 stitches together here in each side like this. So when you come here, as you can see, I have sort of increased 1, 2, 3 here in each side like this, every second row like this here. And that means I am now, as you can see, I got 10 left, and now I simply just, increasing mean I just take the 2 like this. It can be a little tricky to show, but I am trying because I'm also saving for, some better equipment so I can better, show my hands. So it is only my hands you're allowed to see when I'm knitting. But I'm not so sure I am going to be that good professional, but I just like to show you. So, but I hope you can see it. So it is very, as you can see, you just knit along like this. And when you have sort of knitted this off, you sort of hold it and push it to the center, and you grab that one, you just empty it and continue with that one like this. And this is some very elastic yarn I'm using, very cheap. As you can see, again, I got that one is loose, and what I'm sometimes doing is I accidentally draw the wrong one. It can happen, so just check it is the empty one that you sort of stretch out. Again here, as you can see, and pick up that one, hold it like this, knit that one, and of course you have to have a certain tightness of the stitches under the needles, because otherwise it will slide off. But this is wooden, so they don't slide so quick. So yeah, one more. And the point is now I have to just knit it just as big as the other one. Like this. So, and you're just knitting, and you can also, of course, just knit ribbing like this, and just straight stitches like this. But now we got it like this. So the shape, in my other video, I was so lucky today I could get on. Sometimes when the reason why it took a couple of days is because we had some thunderstorms, and I can see it is actually getting darker outside, because we are awaiting more water, and more thunder. And yeah, because it makes it more stretchy, and more elastic. It has a better fit on it. Do you want to see my foot? I'll show you. See, now you can actually see it's fitting. That's how it is. You can actually see the shape of the heel here, and like this. Now I showed my leg. Yeah, and I can assure you, because they are sitting tight to you. I don't like, sometimes when, often when you get these home knitted socks. Thank you, Sherry. Sometimes, when you get a home knitted sock bag on your foot, and when you walk, oh, yeah, I could do that. Oh, yeah, in the back here. Yeah. Awesome, Barbara. Yeah, some Google. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Yeah. I like that idea, Barbara. Thank you. That is a cool idea. Yeah. See, I'm serious. I think that was a cool idea. Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, Elizabeth said that. Yeah, everything looks good with Google Eyes. I can remember I sent her some Google Eyes long time ago. Yeah, so you can make a little face on them. Yeah, some with eyeshadows to it. Um, yeah, I think I still have some of them with eyelids on. Yeah, the trouble is perhaps the when you have to launder them, that they don't fall off when you launder. Yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And But then I knitted them at 2 sticks, little animals. And sometimes you can actually embroidery, and sometimes you make them striped and do like this. Yeah. Yeah. So, but as you can see, compared to, you can also use, as we do here, this is my very, very fine socks, leftover yarns, as you can see. Uh, it's the same heel I make, but in this case, I'm actually knitting them on like a loop on a single needle, but magic loop knitting, as you call it. And in this case, I simply make a doubled edge like this. So I simply take one and knit in both ends of the yarn. I have a video show how to make these little yarn skeins, so you can actually knit from both ends. You can make them for yourself, and that means I can, as you can see, get the stripes equal. So I like my sock to match. So when you have all these leftovers from other socks, you can simply just start knitting up. And I promise I will show you how to put it on like this. Then I know how to knit it on only two needles like this. Um, that is also a cool idea. Like mittens, how to knit the mittens. I know a lot of people don't knit much, but I think it is now you can try. You don't have to try, but you know, it is so fun because it is so relaxing to sit. And I am particularly happy because I can actually sit down now and have a craft item like knit. I couldn't knit because of my shoulder. Um, so, but today I can do it. I just need to remember to take some little breaks once a while. Um, so yeah, and that's why I'm getting forward. I think it's going pretty fast with big needles. Actually, these are meant to be their play sticks. Here in Denmark, they call it Mikado. As you can see, they still have very weak coloring onto it, these colorful stripes. And these are actually less expensive than, as I told in my other video about socks, than if you have to go out and buy a complete set of double pointers. They are pretty expensive needles. I think all knitting needles are getting more and more expensive. I mean, everything is getting expensive, so of course you are recycling. But I also know a lot of people who sort of go out and buy the needle size they use for one project, and when they're done, just throw out everything because they don't need it anymore, and then okay, go and buy new for every time they sort of had to make a project. And yeah, Plastic is very cool too, but I haven't seen plastic here for a long time. So these are actually like these, yeah, plastics. You can actually see it better here, the coloration. These where you hold them like that and release them and then pick them up. Yeah, I reuse my needles too, I can assure you. But I can also assure you a lot of, and I do because I think you're saving a lot of money by doing it. And sometimes, when you buy one of these ready kits for a sweater or socks, sometimes I buy, and then there are actually the free knitting needles in the packets. You get a lot of it, but sometimes you have to go and buy them. Um, but I like to have and recycle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have some of my grandfathers and stuff like that. You are saving them. I mean, and sometimes it's nice, to have more than one set, but nice and nice because it sort of does that. You can actually, have a couple of going on. That's the dangerous part of it. I mean, that is, you can sort of start an extra project by doing it. Um, but I feel this is going very fast. Yeah. So, yep. It depends, of course, how much you're knitting. Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too, Sherry. I am more than, I mean, it is easier to when you have to, I mean, have it with you. You can see you don't. My eyes are so tricky now, and I mean, these are so small, as you can see, compared. So my eyes don't like it because it is black yarn I'm knitting with right now. It is black. Um, so when I do, have them in my bags, then I have it on circular needles. Very cool. So yeah, and I just found out, it is going to be like 3 skeins for one pair of this very cheap yarn. So yep. Oh yeah, you have that. Yeah, and especially when I mean it's not bright light, and you have to see almost sit under the light bulb just to sort of see it. And I mean, it is difficult, and you have to be extremely concentration about it. um Especially if you are knitting in pattern. um but otherwise, even in straight stitches, I mean, it is pretty difficult. So it is definitely not something I can sort of sit and chit chat when I am knitting this black yarn on this small size. So yeah, what do you have of crafting, Sherry? So I can see, as you can see, it is going pretty straight up here. Yeah, okay, you stripes, yeah. Okay, you do it with bright colors. Yeah, that's a great idea, Barbara. Yeah, dark colors are extremely difficult to see. They definitely are. So, can you girls? It is coffee time. Can you hang on? I'll just fetch some coffee. I can see we are still four here. We got Sherry, Barbara. I think Jenny was by. Yes, wonderful Jenny, and we got Kathleen. So we have four wonderful people here. Wonderful. Oh, you're a kid. Oh, I need a cute concise too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have two little girls. I remember. Yeah. Oh, hi, Yanni. Yeah, you're still here. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, I got it like this now. Yeah, it is refill on coffee time. So let's refill, girls. Yeah, and you just continue do what you do, and we can talk and you can listen. It is so gorgeous just to say hi to you girls. I'll be right back. Coffee. Snap coffee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, water could be a good idea. So, yeah. Cheers. My son only have instant coffee. He only drinks that because he says it is like faster. Oh, what a snack. Yeah. I got my snack here. Sometimes, I, I I know it is like childish, but I can actually, when I have to have my pills, I sort of stick them into something and, make them taste different. Um, Otherwise, it can be quite a handful to sort of, swallow. So it is something like, like Sound of Music. I can, when she sings, a little. No, Mary Poppins. I think it's Mary Poppins. Something about sugar and the sweetness make the medicine go down. I'm not so quite sure. Wow. Okay, I can't follow you. Yeah, I only have 7. Oh, my dear Jenny. Prayers are with you. I can assure you that is not nice. But sometimes, thank God it is invented, right? I mean, sometimes we have to be very happy and grateful that we actually are capable of having medication. So I get a lot of, and that's why I got so fantastic new curves. That's how it is. I can remember my grandmother, she got a lot of pills too, silver color, blue, pink. And sometimes I think it is actually a good way to sort of see the different what you are taking, different shapes. Yeah. And I am very grateful you are alive and here with me, my dear friend. Yeah. So, yeah, it is a little crafty. It's knitting today, sort of relaxing, crafting hygge. As Kansas says, it is really hygge here. Yeah. So, and I am going to see if I can get on a little more often, and I am going to spend some time by. I have some videos I like to have redigated to shorten them up, so I can upload them. Just some, how do you do that? How do I do that and why? Some of it is this and that. Crafting. So I am a small channel and happy for it. So, but I have some small things, and I know I have lost some of you because has been long time. It has been too long between I have been able to sort of make some proper crafting. But sometimes things take time to heal. We don't sort of, getting better for just, blink of an eye. It can take some time. So, yeah, but it is good to see you. How to sew? It is sucking needle 5-pointer. 5-pointer, yeah. Double pointer is an English word for this, and 5 of them. Yeah, old-fashioned way. Yeah. So soon I have a very nice pair of socks because I can assure you, right now it is not warm, it is not cold, it's like chilly because of all that rain. But you know what? The air. Oh, that sounds really beautiful. Yeah, cut up folder. It's brilliant. Oh, there's these gum rubbers. Yeah, they're beautiful. I saved some of mine too because you can have them gold, or sometimes they're little cartoons on gum papers. Yeah, and I love butterflies and glitter. Beautiful. Sounds beautiful. Yeah, like it. Yeah. I tried some mixed media yesterday, but suddenly, the kids calling, and there's always something to do. And I have been, sort of neglected my home for quite a while. So I am started up now to clean it up and see what I can do. I'm glad you like it, of course. Uh, you made it from your heart, and that is important. I mean, when you do crafting. Hello, Deborah. Oh, wonderful, Deborah. How are you, my dear? Missed you. I missed you. I know you can't do socks, but that's okay, my sweet girlfriend. Hey, are you so happy to see you? And welcome. I thought I was, wanted to start out with some easy crafting. And I'm so pleased that I could sort of start up knitting. So that's why, see, I almost got a pair. Oh, you made it. Yeah. Yeah. I you know what? When I go on, I told myself I'll stay live streaming for 2 hours, because then you girls have a chance to sort of jump in. So I am so happy you yeah, that you could come by. So I showed today how I made this one, Deborah. So yeah, and the next thing is I want to show you how to knit them on only 2 stitches. Needles, you call it needles. Yeah. So yeah, but that means you have to sort of stitch them, sew them in the sides. So if you are not one of these, sewing girls, it's it, it can be. That's why I started to sort of experiment how fast and easy can you knit some. Oh yeah, you tried. Yeah, okay, yeah. You know what? As I was like, no, it's not for me. And I know something like this. We talked about knitting socks like this. Is it? I mean, it is a very old-fashioned way to do it, and not a lot of people do it anymore. It is like it. The more modern way socks is, as we talked about, like this. Yeah. And I am so happy for your company, Sherry, and that's the important thing for me and for you. I mean, I like the company for you. You don't have to. You can just sit there and watch me knit. Yeah, I mean, you can. Oh, thank you, Deborah. Yeah, I use my knitting needles for a lot of other stuff too. For paper, when I roll these paper straws for my baskets and stuff like that. So they're multifunctional knitting needles. So yeah, very very cheap yarn. Um, very very elastic. Um, and it goes very very fast. And right now I need something that I can see there is getting. See, you have knitted something. um it can be a little depressing. So yeah, and of course I take little breaks too here. So yeah, so good to see you, Deborah. It has been such a while. Yeah, you're still, as far as we remember, you're living in RV, right? I hope you're doing okay, because I heard there's a lot of tornado storms and hailstorms and stuff like that. So I have been a little worried, for a lot of you girls. I have tried to sort of follow their weather news. Oh, you live in a house. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I have never. I can just tell you, I have never knitted anything small, um, like doll clothes. Never. I haven't been able to figure out how to knit small items. I know it sounds crazy, but no, I like big items, like dresses and stuff. And you know what? I have actually never knitted anything. I mean, maybe socks. I have knitted sweaters for my son, but it has been from he was 2 years old. I have never made anything smaller than 2 years. Oh, you live in a tornado, Munchie? Oh, yeah. Oh my. I hope you live in a house. I mean, that's why I was thinking about you, Deborah. I couldn't remember because I know one of the girls live in ah yeah. I mean, of course it is, but it is. I feel secure and more secure if it is something built to the ground. But in a tornado, I mean, it is horrible. So that's right. I have seen that, and you have to forgive me because it has been a while before I sort of remember. Yeah, a trailer. Okay, yeah, it is a trailer. Oh, yeah, you don't call it. Okay, yeah. You know what? Sometimes I think different countries, different names. So it can be a little tricky. So, but oh, I hope you are safe. I really hope and pray for it. That's for sure. Because it isn't getting any better when you're listening to the weather. It can only be worse. They keep saying that over and over again. So sadly, yeah. Doing a little paper craft. Yeah. Manufacture homes now. Okay. I didn't know that, Jenny. Thank you very much for enlightening me of that. Thank you. Manufacture. I am going to remember that. Yeah. Manufacture houses. Yeah. Here they're actually calling them container. They started to build container. Oh, yeah, container. These ship containers. These big boxes. They actually started to sort of make them into student homes for young students. So they're sort of on top of it. Okay, clever. So that means like or more like a DIV project, where all the things are cut out like and more like a IKEA furniture, where you get it all in one big cardboard box and you go and build your house. I can imagine. Yeah, yeah. Because you know what, it is. I can imagine it is expensive to live in. People can't afford these big houses. People are what I sort of get out of it is people are more and more. As I talked in the beginning. I mean, it is like, whoa, where I think I need to downsize because sometimes I wish I want to move into a bigger home. And when I see the prices, oh my goodness, I can't do that. So I need to downsize so I can sort of feel I get a lot of more space because the prices are. I mean, I have a 72 square meter here, and I pay about 3,500 krona each month just for the rent. And the same is with one of these containers. I mean, there's only one container, and it is maybe a square meter, perhaps like one of my rooms here. And they're actually charging the same rent for one of these containers that I actually pay for one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 rooms. Like, I have bathroom, kitchen, I have bedroom, I have living room, I have spare room, and I have a hallway. And I mean, and when they build this container, they are square meter. It is almost like actually half of my living room. It for the same rent. I was pretty shocked when I heard it. Yeah. So and as we talked about everything getting more and more expensive, you can just, I mean, mm, and when you live like I do, I mean, you are also getting these unforeseen expenses. The things that, but you know what? I think the most important thing is not to lose faith in God. I mean, just don't lose your faith, because do take one day at a time and pray to the good Lord. And I can assure you, He has helped me a lot of times. Yeah, I mean, some of them, yeah, it is. I mean, a regular home, and I think it is something to do. It is popular. You more popular a thing is, you more expensive it get. I mean, it is like, people are, money maker. I need to make money, right? Because people want this, and it's like fashionable. And some people really take advantage of it and rent it out. And I hear people who build themselves can do it much cheaper. It is like you're closer to a city, big city, you're more expensive a home is. That's the way it is here in Denmark. You're closer to Copenhagen, you're more expensive. For example, if I go to Lolland, it is rent as I pay for this small apartment. So yeah, your rent is reachable. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think the price of the rent of the apartment. So there you are. We in Denmark call it stavnsbundet. That means you can't afford to move. I can't afford to move anywhere else in here. It is like I can't find anything cheaper than that what I have now. and definitely not in the same size where I live now. It is very difficult. Of course, I would love to have one of these tiny houses, but as you say, it is expensive. I mean, it costs the same as an apartment, and yeah, and I sometimes born in a certain area of a country, you have very difficult to sort of get out of your childhood streets. I mean, it is like you are staying because it is familiar to you. You have lived there entire life. And I mean, the neighbors, the people around, the community, and the church. Church is important, and so you keep staying the same spot. Actually, that's maybe I can't speak for others, but I know it can be difficult to sort of just root up and go to a different area or a different country size town. um I got this apartment in 19. I mean, I hate moving. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, it's like I would really like to downsize, but just the thought of have to move. You have to you look around and you have to you know pack everything down. And I have been here in Copenhagen since 1990. It's love to sort of move out countrysides. Yeah, sorry. It is like, it is because when you have lived the same place so many, you can not have houses for rent. We all because of the year. I need to go back in. It is still buffering. I can see it. I'm losing you girls. I'm back. And when I'm extending here, I'm planning for. Oh my god!